Alright, today we're dealing with a little bit of a wind coming out of the east. Nope, coming out of the west, blowing east. Right now I'm facing north. But all I want to see is some wash. And that's not typically the wash I like to look at, so I'm going to go down where you can see some of the beach coming in down there. I always look at the top of the sand that they bring in, because I don't really know where they get the sand from. I'm always curious to see if there's anything old popping out of it, because then I'd come back and run a detector over it, but nothing right now. So I've got to plan accordingly. I like the stones coming through, especially that line right there. And I like all that beach erosion. I don't like traversing down this section. It's an ankle breaker, but interesting. I love when the mud starts to show through, because there are going to be potentially things popping out in there or dragged out from underneath these stones. So as much as I'm going to try to keep you out of the wind, I got to do a lot of navigating. Now again, I'm trying to keep you out of a pretty strong wind. This little piece here may not look that exciting to anybody, but the fact that it's wood and it's definitely carved out, almost looks like it would have been some kind of pulley system. To me, that's pretty cool looking and worth taking home. Not really sure why this is interesting me, but a local Union 212 graphite pencil. I just haven't seen one of these. Maybe it's old. Love that section. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I don't really have high hopes. I like that it's got a lot of moss on it. Probably 80s or 90s. It's been out there a while. It's still 30 years, but it's not old. And I'm surprised that's the only thing kicked up so far. There it is. Now again, I'm trying to block the wind, because this little piece of wood is very, very cool to me. It may not be to you. That's all right. This piece of wood buried in here has some writing on it. If that's just a small little piece, I don't mind picking that up. Oh, look at that. Zausners. I don't mind picking that up and taking it. To me, that's cool. Can't go wrong with picking up copper. As long as I finally bring it to the recycling and trade it in. Got a lot of this stuff now. Seems like we got a few things wedged in here. There might be of some interest. That bullet. I'm not sure what that piece is. Oh, there's a milk glass. Bottle, probably some face cream. I'll take that just for the hell of it. I got thousands of them. There's a little carbiner, clamp, whatever you call them. It's brass, that's a cool piece. Search around a little bit more in here. Looks like an old spark plug. Where are the gold rings? coin sticking out. Now I'm a little more sure. I think it's a coin. Feels a little different. It's a little bent. I'll wash that up and get it home. Oh, I think I see Lincoln. Yeah, fortunately this week I am able to get out a little bit more than I have been. So I've got a little extra time today on low tide to check a spot that I usually come back to maybe once every 3 or 4 months. It's not a super area, but it does from time to time open up some. No, I knew that was a broken bottle. I just wanted to see how old it was. It opens up some space when there's some low tide. And today's a pretty good low tide, so I'm gonna do a quick look around. These are all bottles from the 80s. Nowhere near what I'm really hoping to come upon. But all this stuff, I see there's even a bottle right there, which is peculiar, but that's a much muddier section down there. I'm not even sure. Look at that tile. Let me take the tile. It's a cool color. I'm not even sure I can get over there right now, but I'll try. It's strange to see a light bulb sitting here. Like this area, I gotta get my gloves on. I do have them. I'm just being lazy. Some pieces stuck under there. All broken up. Now this may not appear to be much at first glance. It's the bottom of an old piece of pottery, I'm pretty sure. And I thought I saw some interesting design coming through. Maybe a floral scene. And yeah, absolutely, something's going on there. That is almost perfectly laid out for some kind of hanging piece. I hear mantle calling. That's going to clean up nice, I believe. And no sooner did I shut my video off did I look down and quickly grab this thinking it was nothing, and it is an old pipe. I'm glad I stopped in this little section here. It's an old fisherman's pipe. I find a lot of these. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but enough. Look at that guy. Excellent. I can just imagine an old timer fishing down here. And although I wouldn't think he would discard this pipe, he probably dropped it somewhere in the water. And now 60 years later, this big goon picked it up. Cool 2 pieces. All right. Well, I didn't have the digging tools to pry this one out the other day, so I'm wondering if with my new trusty old plastic sand shovel, which I tend to like to use because it doesn't scrape the glass, this one's pretty sturdy, I want to work on this bottle. I already pretty much know what it is. It's kind of a 1920s. Yeah, it's gonna have a little design to it. Yeah, I've pulled home a bunch of these. I've just got so many I can't really take any more, but there might be something right here that's interesting. A little button. I think that's button, or it might be a mechanical piece because those holes are so big. But for now, I'm gonna call it a button. Yep. Cool little copper border with a little decor on it. Now this is only very typical when we have a pretty high tide, which always corresponds with very low tides, which means the water shifting in between the high tide and low moves much faster, and that's what pulls all the mud away. Now look what I see sitting right here. It's a very common spot I walk through constantly. This would not have been up top, it would have been buried, and now it finally came out. I'm looking at maybe a little bulldog. Look at that. In perfect shape. It just amazes me why so many of these things were discarded. There's different reasons. Some people believe because it was that World War II area and they didn't want their Japan stuff anymore, so they threw it all out because all of these were Japan made. I don't know. I just do find quite a bit of them and have amassed a really nice collection. Look at him and his little pup, or her. I do find it somewhat enjoyable to pull out little pieces of pottery that haven't been there before. A few bottles that start to peer out. No, it's not a bottle, it's a stick. Well, there was one. That's an interesting one. I think this is an old glue bottle. There's a few coming out here that I haven't seen. Not super old. I'm gonna have a green tint to it. There's another one. There's another one. Get my gloves on, especially when that bottom is broken. Oh, that would have been interesting. There's one popping out right here. Nothing really to my likings, unless there's an old mason bottle here. Not yet. There's one over there. And that's one I would have done cartwheels over because it is a nice drinking glass. It's all uranium. That would have, well, it will glow, but, well, I'll bring it home to show you how it glows, but I'm probably going to junk it because it's so beat up. But that would have been a find. Just taking a wild shot at this one. Really not sure. I just like some of the shape that I see coming out. Is it broken? Oh, I was right. What is this? Look at this thing. Oh, it's cobalt blue. It's in great shape. I'm not seeing any real cracks. I'm gonna say it might have been a, what's it say? Piqua, Ohio, Lowell perfume maybe. But that is not your typical cobalt blue shaped bottles. That's a great one. Winner, 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 turkey dinner. Yes. I feel like I should sing a song. Don't worry. Wow. That Another good find for today. Now, today is just going to be one of those days. Everything is working in my favor. I'm not in a rush to get out of here. The tides were right. The sun is right. I'm seeing everything. And I'm picking up at least one of all my favorite things to find. There's a little tiny perfume. Or poison, because it has these ridges in it. I like the tiny bottles, no chips. And then you pull up a very old Schwinn bicycle seat. And you ask yourself, what am I gonna do with that? But it's old. Look at this thing with the cool S on it. Probably leather. Been sitting out here that long till the tide actually exposed a little piece of it. Put a bottle here. What do I do? Maybe if you were in a little better shape. How cool is that? Let me give you a little shot of what I'm walking through here, and how everything got exposed. I'm gonna try and keep my shadow out of it, but you had all this wash pushing down this way, picking up all the layers of dirt on top and mud, exposing and keeping the heavier things still. Part of the reason why I'm having such a good day today. And I don't even normally walk down this section because it's always just so covered in mud that you don't see anything. But this is a really, really good day to walk the full length of the river if I'm not actually going to be doing any digging. You see just all these bottles. Half of them are me digging them and tossing them to the side because I just can't bring all these bottles home. This is not a property dump. This is a town dump. So there are just thousands and thousands and thousands of bottles here. And those are the ones that aren't broken. Where was I going with all this? Oh yeah, looking at the river. All this wash here. A buckle or the bottom of a boot. Yeah, interesting. And this guy telling me to buzz off. No worries, pal. See what you're doing. Now, the other day I pulled a coin out of here, and it was just a very quick clip of it, which you would have just seen a few seconds ago. That was actually a mercury dime, I believe. I think I got another coin here, and I'm feeling wheat penny. Yep, that's a wheat penny. It's in pretty good shape. I'll be able to get a date off of that. But this definitely is when you see those things pop up again. You see all these stones coming out. That's what you want to see. There's another little curious piece that popped up. Oh, it's the top of a salt and pepper shaker in the shape of a flower. Huh. I think that's what it is.